Ladies and gentlemen, I've got Randy Garcia.
How you doing?
Randy, thank you for coming on my podcast. You're the last show. You're the last one before, we put our series of podcasts up. But I wanted to have someone, like I was telling you right before we were recording, someone I don't know that much or even at all. I think I've met you. If I want to go on record, I've met you twice because I went to the store twice and bought something. And then the other time I met you, but briefly. But I know you from Geo. Like, if Geo sat here, it's like I already know who you are, kind of just by character. How many times I've been like, you gotta come to. He's inviting me to this place. You gotta go. It's awesome. Like I haven't gone, but I know you from that. But
next time you should go next time.
And then he told me to put these on the table to spread them out. But I want to say two things. One, thank you for bringing me this Pennywise. Look at this. Did you see this?
Yeah. Dope.
This is the shit, bro. That's a good gift. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man.
And I'm ready to go on whatever kind of show you have because I want to also go over there and check out what you got going. But I do want you to jump off right away. I'm going to dive into give me a brief explanation of what is Man of Action, where it came from, and how did it? Is it like champagne, like on accident, like pow, something happened, or give me the story on that.
It's like a mix of a hobby, a passion, circumstance, So I always, my main thing, that's why this logo that Geo did, the spoof logo looks like, that was my shit.
Official, bro.
Yeah.
I grew up on G.I. Joe.
Yeah. I would save my ice cream money. I would tell them, I want an ice cream. Put my 50 cent away, like 5 times, and then go buy a G.I. Joe.
Yo, Joe.
Because, my parents, I always had clothes and food, but, we didn't, you had some kids that had the USS flag and, big ass toys. I never had that. I had to save my ice cream.
I got you.
So, come the mid-90s, I didn't keep them. Everybody gave away their stuff.
God.
Yeah, I didn't keep them.
All of us have that story, man.
Yeah.
If you only knew.
Yeah.
You would keep the original packing. Who thinks of that shit? No, nobody thinks of that.
No.
But I know. I feel your pain. Go for it. So you're in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm in the mid-90s. Maybe more towards late. Internet starts coming around. Mm-hmm. eBay. Oh, man, that's cool. I could buy... before it was like if you didn't get it in the store, maybe you could go to a convention and buy some collectible or something. So I'm like, it's so cool. You can buy all this stuff that I used to, drive around to try to find. And I just started buying G.I. Joes again just to have them. Did a shelf with,
Just to collect. You're just going to collect.
Just collect.
No biggie.
No. And then... I don't remember what happened, but I needed money at the time, and I would always try to find the best deal. I wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, but I would do my research.
But you were buying just to buy the collectible, or the legit one that this one costs a lot. You were spending.
They were
money?
loose, the ones I was buying, but they had. I tried to get all the weapons and all that.
Right.
So
it's another job.
I ended up having to sell them. But I made money. On it. It was like an emergency. Not an emergency, but I needed some money.
Gotcha.
So I sold them. I was like, man, I made some money on them. Yeah. And then I started buying lots. And I would keep some and sell some. I would even buy them broken sometimes and fix them. You remember the G.I. Joes when the rubber band used to snap in the middle? I was like, oh,
yeah.
God.
That's surgery 101. Right away, give me the guy that doesn't have that leg, and then you're just mixing the parts up, get the screwdriver in the middle.
All
that. I was a fucking surgeon from 1981 to 85 with G.I. Joe.
Okay, I didn't know that. I did that later, man. When that happened, I was like, oh, we had a little funeral, for that, and that's it. Sometimes you would glue them.
Yeah. The glue would make him look like he's all stiff he couldn't and shit.
Do all. So I started selling them, and then I just started little by little buying and selling stuff, just buying big lots, selling them. In the beginning, we would buy stuff in the stores that was exclusive, and then sell them because people from other countries couldn't get exclusive stuff, and then.
Right, and the internet was your way of selling it to them. Prior to that, you said, you'd had to go. We grew up on comic books, collecting them, and then once we found the conventions. Versus I'm not just going to the store no more, bro. I'm going to the conventions. You were like, what?
Options.
Yeah, options. So I know what you're talking about, but it's just with toys. I mean, it's a big phenomenon of the toys in the 90s when it blew up and all the other toys came out. But so what? At first you're just dabbling in because you're seeing $1 or $2, or just you love the the motions of getting it, selling it.
I was just doing it as a fan, and I was making a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But then it just kind of like
And
started.
collecting.
Yeah,
Always
I was
collecting.
collecting my little things, and then
Never went to zero with like toys. Like, oh, I don't have shit.
No,
No.
that hasn't happened in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, like I just there's always something, because it just.
I mean, that's then. Because now you have the store. I'm sure at your house you have like a bunch of shit.
I do.
There's probably shit in your car.
Yeah, probably. There's always stuff around. It gets to be too much sometimes. So yeah.
So you keep going with that. That was what home internet selling stuff, like just online.
Yeah.
You didn't have like an office. You didn't have a building. That's just you and the computer.
Yeah. When I get home from work, I would go sit in front of the big ass old
No
computer.
one does that, by the way. No one does that.
Yeah.
On the computer. I don't know why I did that. That was like playing congas and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing the computer wrong.
I would do it like that though.
So wait, okay, so that's in the 90s. You're doing all that, and then what happened after that? Like, what's the next thing that catapulted you to like, boom, otro foco?
I was able to get an account with a company before I really had like a company myself, which was weird. And I'm not gonna say the company, I probably shouldn't be saying it, but I was able to start getting like wholesale pricing.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you were outsourced, you were using someone else, I'm assuming. You cut the middleman out.
I was just buying stuff and selling it.
Yeah.
My stuff, that's all I was doing. And then I started doing that, and then eventually I didn't really like my job, so I'm making like not as much as I'm making at my real job, but like close enough where I'm almost like, man, I gotta start.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's a hard decision.
If it's close, it's tough.
Yeah. And I was like, should I do it? I mean, I didn't have a bad job. I didn't have a great job, but,
You had that moment of risk where you usually shows up, you're like, I'm taking the risk.
There was a crossroads right there.
Exactly.
I mean, I was going to go crazy because I couldn't do both.
What was your other job, if you don't mind me asking?
No, it's, you ever been to Shops Sunset? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, the Sunset Shops?
Yeah, I used to run the parking garage there.
All right.
Yeah, hated it, really.
Just hectic, I'm assuming.
Oh, man, the movie theater runs that, so,
I get it.
Big movie comes out on the weekend, nobody wants to pay parking. It was like...
everyone is always confused at that booth, like if, hey, I haven't been here, like, you've been here.
Yeah.
Like, I think don't they do it different now where you just pay at the beginning? That way you can just fucking leave you're done?
But I didn't have all that. When I worked there, it was cash only.
The robots came and kicked you out. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Move over, Randy.
But that's
so you're working
easier
there.
now.
Well, shit, that was an easy job, right? Don't you think a little bit like you were like, fuck this shit, fuck this job.
To leave? An easy job to leave? Yeah. I mean, but still, it was my job.
Still scary, man.
Yeah.
You don't have that other promising road. It wasn't built.
Yeah, because like when you're at a job, you're like, I just know if I do this much, it's enough to not get fired. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I just got.
It's not happiness.
It's not happiness. But it's a paycheck. People get stuck in that too.
I got you.
Like, you get your paycheck.
You need to pay bills, man.
Everybody's got to pay bills,
I got you. So you do the jump.
Yeah, and then
cold turkey jump. Like, I'm out of here.
I told him, I go, dude, can I work 2 days less a week? And my
transitioning
boss,
out.
Yeah, my boss was real cool about that.
That's actually nice of an employee.
It was really.
Usually people do the half-baked shit,
Yeah, he was
fuck
cool
you,
about
fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah, and
Cool.
but that didn't last long. Like, I knew right away. I was like, all right, you know what, man? Forget it. I'm eating shit here.
Yeah.
I could just go do this. And I really liked it, man. I loved it. I loved being in my house because at that point I was working at my house. And it was just, it was fun, man, to be working in your underwear,
And from there is what's spun up what you have now? Or was there another jump or another...
Like, I got a warehouse after a year.
That's it, you had to get the warehouse.
Yeah. And then my wife started working with me. I don't recommend that to everybody.
Then she took half.
No, she's still there.
Shout out to your wife.
Yeah. Thank you, Marina. She helped me a lot. She helped.
Usually the backbones to everything.
Yeah,
right?
she
You
helped.
have one, right? You have one at home, right? You have a backbone at home, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a backbone. Sure. Mine's outside right now. Shout out to all the backbones out there.
Yeah, you always need somebody to.
Lady. Yeah.
We're not like a complete.
Exactly.
Work always. She helped the business and me with different things that I probably wouldn't think of. Women pay attention to some details.
Because you've been married for what?
Like.
Are you?
15.
Dang.
Something like
so
that.
Yeah, she was there during the parking lot days.
She was there when I was like at Publix and stuff like that.
You grew up here in Miami?
Hialeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Born and raised.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I was born in Cuba.
You're born in Cuba, came here.
3 years old, so I don't remember
old.
anything. Yeah. Hialeah. And then I lived right nearby here.
No way.
Yeah. In
That's
Cutler
pretty
Creek.
dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, from what I've seen at your store, I mean, goddamn, you got a nice store. Have you been to this guy's store? You haven't seen it, right?
Yeah.
You have been there.
once.
That's right. He's been there. Pretty dope, man. I love what you
Thank
got
you.
going on. I mean, if that came from that story, like, just thinking, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna collect. But you're also like part-time nerd. Like, you're full-time nerd under that costume. Like, you know everything.
You know, man.
Watch the movies. Are you like me? Like, you just love that shit, or is that just?
I do, but I don't. I have 2 little kids, 3 and 6. So like, I can't watch everything with them around. Like I end up watching a lot of like.
You're in the
stuff
other spot. You're in the other place. I know that. I know that place.
I don't get a lot of time to go to the movie theater.
No.
I go like.
Right now, you're investing in their interests.
Yeah, and
You'd be lucky if they're like Star Wars, and you're like, what? You want to watch Star Wars?
I do take my son to watch Star Wars.
Yeah,
in the theater.
he likes it.
Yeah.
Good for him. How old is he?
He's 6. He just turned 6.
Perfect time.
But I even, he's kind of small for that.
Yeah. You can start him with the cartoons and stuff.
Yeah. And but I do take him to a theater when a new one comes out.
Pop it up. I love that.
Sorry, dude.
Don't worry about it. This table is meant for beer and all kinds of other nasty shit.
So I got a warehouse, and then I got another warehouse, and then I said, you know what? Let's make the jump. Let's get the store. And we did that, and then.
Because the store, okay, so see, here's the thing. You have the warehouses because you're shipping and selling shit. But the store represents something else. Now you're like, hey, you want to come in?
Yeah.
What's that all about? Is that scary too? I mean,
Yes.
yeah, that's like a newsstand. Like, hey, come in here.
Yes.
No, I buy online. Like, no.
It was
physically walk your ass to my store.
Yeah.
That's tough, right?
It was weird for us too, as the owners of like bringing people into our world there. Where like I compare it to online, and the store is like live and recording something. So online is you're kind of recording something. So like if you order something online. Maybe I don't gotta run right away and grab it. I could grab it tomorrow, because maybe it doesn't have to ship till tomorrow. I do it when
Yeah, there's no urgency, but that ding ding, the door opens.
Hey, do you have this? You gotta go find that now. You know what I mean? That person's here now.
Right.
Is this going on? So you're live. Everything is. You don't have a chance to.
And that makes you now go hire help, and so now you have to have a team. I'm assuming you got your best guys at the front.
Yes.
Your best warehouse guys in the back, and then all that comes down, man. It's not just you and your wife no more, I'm assuming.
Yeah, then it becomes work.
Yeah.
It became work, man, really fast.
You got a bunch of adolescents that work for you. Like, you have a podcast. You told me that the name of something was like, I guess they're the young bucks, and you're like the old goat or something.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Young bucks, old goats.
Oh, that's great.
So there's some young guys, and like, we're not that old,
No, but it's enough to say, come here, you little fucking.
There's a big difference for 20 years.
Yeah, it is.
I assume you guys are kind of like my age. I'm 42.
We're there. 40, what is it? 43? 43s. Okay. Yeah, we're 42, 43s.
So you hang out with like somebody.
I'm class of 94.
I'm one after that. But you like hang around with like a 20-year-old kid. It's like a big difference.
Yeah, bro. It's like you're talking to like a little robot, a little different robot. Like, hey, where'd you come from?
They have a different chip.
For sure. But you know what's the beauty of that? And I always thought of this when I was the 20-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When the old school guy's trying to school me, I'm like, this fucking guy, te viejo, right? I think of that.
Yeah.
So what I do is I try my best. I catch myself in the middle, like, and then I'm like, try to like, let me see if I can kind of convey the same message, but just like his way or what he likes. And you connect more versus come here, let me tell you something.
Right.
Because let me tell you something, that shit's old.
Yeah.
It's old. It's what the judges tell us. They're our fathers.
They automatically.
But it's true.
I
see it all the time. Even with my girlfriend, who's 10 years younger than me. There's a divide that you can definitely. There's a reason why you were alive for those 20 years. Mm-hmm. It's definitely weird. Yeah. I saw that joke, that meme where like they had these movies like now playing. It was a weekend. It was like Child's Play, like the old school movies, the remakes, and you thought like, shit, is this the 80s? Like, no, it's not. It's 2019, but everything's the 80s
same. Wants their movies back.
They want their movies back.
Yeah, that's so weird, man.
But it's the same thing. That's my point. Like, all of this shit's the same. You're just in another position. Now you're the old guy in this story. We sit here and talk about our 20-year-olds.
But you don't
like,
realize it. I still feel like I'm 20 years old sometimes. Right? And I'm like in my head, you know.
It's a little tough. Yeah.
I'll start doing stupid shit. Or, I'll start running around with my kids and doing stupid things.
They keep you young. Yeah. What do you have? A 6-year-old boy, and then what? You have a daughter? You said?
Yeah.
Well, how old is she?
She's gonna be 4 soon.
Nice. You're in good age, bro.
Yeah.
My daughter is
soon. They'll
18.
Be like telling you to shut up.
This guy, you got young daughters, a boy, right?
Yeah, 10, 7, and 2.
10, 7, and 2. It's like, this is a great day. You're hugging them.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, fucking text my daughter like 4 days in a row, like, bitch, answer me, call me back. It's 19. I don't care, man.
They don't want to pay
Leave me
attention.
alone.
Yeah.
Give me $50. But that's good, man. So you got the store going for you, and did that become like the job? That's it. That's it. You're a business guy. There's no more. There's no other. Like I gotta go work.
Yeah.
What's that like, man? Is it like what we think it is?
What do you think it is?
I mean, shit. Listen, when you work for the man, you work for the man. But what I think is like, I don't own my own business. I'm hoping that I do, but when I do, I just would feel that there would be this blanket of like, no one fucking tells me what to do. It's gone. So it's kind of like being responsible is still there, but the eye of Agamotto is not there looking at you. That's just my only thing with that.
You become the eye.
Yeah, you're the guy looking. Hey, you better. And then you become the old man in the story, right?
Yeah.
You're the fucking CEO. Like, here comes fucking undercover boss. Like,
that part was weird to me.
Do you fuck up? Okay, let me ask you something. Do you slack off? Are you guilty? Are you guilty of ever being at your place of work that you invented and you fucking don't do the rules and your employees look at you like, God, I wish I could tell them like, we don't do that shit, boss. But you're the boss, so you're like, I wipe my ass with it, like, because my boss does that. It drives me crazy. But I love him. But he's the CEO.
His business, though?
It's his business.
It's his business.
Listen, I give him the right to wipe his butt with it because it's his business.
He can do whatever he wants.
Do whatever he
wants. If he does it right,
that's my rule.
He doesn't even have to be there.
He can do it wrong. My rule is he could do it wrong, and I'm there like swiping it up because that's my job.
Yeah.
You got it, boss. But he does it, and I'm sure it's like, oh, I love it. I'm sure there's the back of his mind. He's like, I love being the boss, man. I'd be a good boss, bro, because I'd be like, yeah. I remember when I couldn't do that. It's got to be there, man. You don't have to confess it, but it has to be there, man. It's it's a CEO thing.
I'll be honest with you.
Maybe it changes you and shit.
I really rarely. I work really hard, and I rarely like.
You compete with those motherfuckers. You can still compete with your employees.
Oh my God!
You're a better worker. You're that boss. You're like, I can do this shit better.
You know whose fault it is? Is my father, because my father was. Like you want a new pair of Jordans on this. Okay. I got work on Saturday and Sunday. He was like that. So
he's gonna mark it down. Like, you're gonna earn your Jordans.
Oh, you don't want to go to summer school? You can come work construction with me, and you're like, so like.
There's a drive.
He ingrained all that, which
I guess it's hard for you to slack and hard for you to.
Every once in a while, but no, man, I can't because then I pay the price because then. There's certain things that I do that it's not like I have somebody else that's gonna do it while I'm not doing it. It's just gonna be waiting for me. So it's like a wave, and I'm surfing on it, and like if I fall off that wave, it's really hard to get back on. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
You gotta be ahead of it.
That right. I gotta be riding that thing always, or like a snowball. Like I don't know.
It's why you're the boss. That's why stuff works. This is how I always look at it, and I tell my boss, like, look, man, when people complain, like, your reasoning is, there is no explanation you should give when you're the boss. This is why you're the boss. This is why things work how they work at the business, because I'm the fucking boss.
Yeah.
You try it.
I didn't know that, though, when I was young.
I'm sure.
I learned it,
Don't we
people
all?
would tell me, that's the boss, bro. He doesn't have to do anything. He could tell you to do everything that he doesn't want to do. He could do the things that he likes to do. I mean, he could. But
right.
I try never to be that way, like...
How many guys you got? How many guys you got working for you?
Right now, we're like... With me and my wife, is like 5 or 6 right now. Because I used to have a bunch of part-timers. And then
like Gio.
Yeah. He
left because he had to have a sex change. Is that what he said? Or I don't know. That might be a rumor.
It might be on his resignation letter. I have to check. So...
She went down from 6 to 5.
Yeah.
And And that's not including you counting you and your wife. So you have 5 employees, and so it's 7 in total. You guys all went to a lunch, and it's 7 of you in total. You, your wife, and 5 people.
No. Like 5 with us.
5 with you, so you got 3. You got 3 guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
We streamlined it now, which is sometimes is better, man.
To, bro.
Because what happens is
extra wood.
Yeah, they say 80%, 20% of the people do 80% of the work. You ever heard that? They say that sometimes. I do. So like,
yeah, that's what happens all the time.
There's a few people working really hard, and the rest are just bullshit.
I did that when I've been at my job for 12 years working with Hernando, my boss, and there was like a bunch of people there when I got there, and I'm like, the fuck is everybody doing? I think I can do 3 of the things here just by looking, and sure enough, bro, we got 2 people there, including me. Like, you don't need all that. Now,
that's true.
Here's my theory though. Chopping down, I told him, look, you got to chop down, but from in that moment while you're at minimum and you have these people, you have to now work on how can I get to where I have to hire employees, because that's the goal. Get to a big ass enterprise or something where you just like, I gotta hire fucking 12 people, man. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. It's better than
Yeah, the business world is so
tough, man. It's changing now. Everything's crazy.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Wow, it's so depressing. Listen, let's get into some cool shit. Like, what do you do for fun, man? What's your thing? What's your? I mean, this used to be the hobby, and now it seems more like work.
Yeah.
So do you kind of split that? Is there still fun in your job thing, or do you have to be like, I gotta get the fuck away from toys? Like,
it's like a love-hate sometimes.
I bet.
Like
it's like a stripper. Like, she doesn't want to hug you when she gets home. She's like, no. I want to put my clothes on, asshole. Not really like that, but I've always wondered that, because it's like someone like me walks into your store and I'm like, dude, Manny, there's a section there where there's like Terminator 2 toys. Like, I swear, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, there's everything you think of. A Predator section, like, what the fuck? Hicks from Alien is here, like, with the burnt face. You feel me? So it's like you can get lost there.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is, like, he works there. It's different, man. When you work there, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever, man. I've been here every day, Like, does that happen? Is it happening a lot, or is that just something that comes with the territory, I guess?
Yeah, I'm going into, like, year 11, so...
11?
Yeah. And then I did it
Shout out to 11, Stranger Things.
Yeah. Should do some type of marketing around that. It's good.
You're like, ding, ahí está el otro foco.
Yeah, and I did like a few years hobby, so yeah, it gets hard, man, to separate.
The good thing is you have kids.
Yeah.
So I would imagine without the kids, you think more. When you're by yourself, you just think a bunch of stupid shit. But the kids keep you grounded, and love is always around. Do you need more ice? You good? I got some ice right here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're up.
Yeah, I'm always up.
So
shout out to Bacardi. Here.
For fun,
Yeah, what's the?
Dolphin fan.
I was noticing that.
Yeah,
right?
so I go to all the games. That's something coming up now. That's nice for me.
Yeah, awesome.
Get out of the house and
I want the Dolphins to do good, man. They just.
Oh man.
In our lifetime, they've been somewhere else.
You know what sucks, man? That like.
It sounds like we're doing construction. Hey, you got the hammer? Yeah.
That there's kids that are going into adulthood right now that have never seen the Dolphins be even remotely good.
Like champions for some shit.
Not even like a consistent, because when I came up, they didn't win anything, but Marino was there with Shula in the playoffs almost every year. Exactly. They would lose, but, he would.
What happened after that? Like,
who
after
knows,
that, it was
dude.
just like a couple of like, insert this player here. Like, I don't know. For me, watching football outside, like I kind of lost a little bit of football love. Let me tell you, I was a big fan of everyone where I lived at. Like, but I always loved the Jets. The Jets.
That's your team?
The Jets will make you fucking.
Did you live up there for a while?
I was actually born in New York, right? But moved around a lot. After New York, I moved to L.A. After L.A., I ended up somewhere in Ecuador. After in Ecuador, I ended up in Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Miami. Then after that, I joined the Navy. From the Navy, I was in Virginia. Virginia, like,
wow, dude.
Who cares? Everywhere. So sports, for me, I'm like, okay, fuck it. There's no home team. It's whatever I like. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So into buying jerseys. I tell you what I did do is what people are doing to LeBron James. I did it to Michael Jordan. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, even in the moment, I'm like, why am I hating?
What do you? Oh,
like,
hating?
Like I was going for the Knicks, and now I go for this, and
I hated
and
Jordan,
I go
dude.
for against Jordan, right? I didn't own one pair of Air Jordans.
He used to kick the Heat's ass all the time.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, name them. Whatever team you like.
Everybody.
Whatever team you like. You're
Everybody,
a fucking
yeah.
guy. Except Chicago. Why you didn't pick Chicago? Because I refuse to like everybody. Okay. And it's only now as an old man that I'm like, dude, he's one of the best basketball players in the world. Like, you should not hate him just cause. So
No, I can appreciate him now, but at the time I was like that too.
So I won't hate LeBron. I won't hate Kobe. Like,
how about Brady?
To me, he's the best quarterback, man.
I hate him.
And I fucking hate him. I hate his perfect face.
I'm gonna do an episode about
fucking
how much I
family.
hate them on my podcast.
You know, it took me a while to say. I think by maybe number 4 championship, where I was saying like, man, he's probably one of the best.
I hate to admit
Just
it.
be like, fuck that guy. He ain't fucking. And I'd find a
I'm
flaw
still in
in the
that stage.
defense and be like, you know what, the offensive line. Let me tell you. Listen, man. Listen. Either he's a robot, like everyone's saying, or he's gonna go down as one of the best. I mean, who's gonna fucking? It's like trying to match Jordan's ring. Even though they say it's not about the rings, like, go ahead, just can you do this in basketball?
Here's
like,
the thing about Jordan.
Kobe can only do 5.
He left those years to go to try to play baseball. And he would have won. How many in a row would he have
Probably
won?
2. No, he would have. I honestly think he would have just not lost.
They would have just
It
won.
was on trail. Like, he
What,
proved
9
it.
in a row? 8
He
in a row?
won those in a row. Took a break to play baseball. He sucked. Came back and won. Like, he made rappers make great rap lines about it. Like, he is the best. He's one of the best.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
But you know what happens after? It's like I always have this fight with people, and it could happen with music. Sometimes with movies. Maybe with comic books. I don't know. I'm not that big an artist on how they draw now, but it's like no one wants the evolution of anything. Only what they feel comfortable that they want change in, but try not to change too much stuff. And that goes for a lot of shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's beliefs or whatever, or sports, but every player, every athlete, in my opinion, in the basketball, like they're all morphing. They're different. I cannot tell you who's better if they're not in the same year. It's a stupid question, you know.
Like comparing eras.
Yeah,
and stuff?
like
Yeah.
I mean, I did it with my friend with boxing on my first podcast. The first question I asked him was, he's a huge boxing fan, was who would win between Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. Like, I even evoked that. Now, you can say whatever you want.
They're both great, man.
I can say whatever I want, but how do we know?
You're never gonna know, because sports are so crazy. Because on any given day, you could have.
Okay, but if you had to pick, who would you pick?
If you made me bet on it,
Like,
you know,
if you know them and you pick 20-year-old Tyson and fucking 23-year-old Muhammad Ali, whatever, in their primes, right? Who wins that fight? Your head.
In my head, Tyson wins that fight because he hits him. You know, he gets him with a good one. Ali wasn't a big puncher. You know, he was like stick and move. You know,
Strategy.
run around. You know,
Mike Tyson has time for that shit.
Young Tyson is a freaking bulldog, dude. He just.
But see, stuff like that's fun to talk
Yeah.
about. It's fun. But it's hard in some other aspects when you try to, especially with Jordan, because it's a different dynamic. Look, there's not that much change to boxing. It's punch in the face or don't punch in the face. It's pretty much it. Or in
That
the
sport has not changed that much,
right?
Yeah.
But basketball, it's like, hey, listen, guy, it constantly
That started with a bunch of
evolving.
white guys, you know.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving. What those guys can do with their bodies, man, and like the stuff they do is like, dude, you see
you
it on
got, like,
TV, you take it for granted. Like,
7 foot
they're
dude that looks like a point
animals.
guard, you know, and it's just crazy.
It's tough.
And football has, you know, those are like track guys now. You know, everybody's fast.
It's all about fast now, right?
Yeah.
Well, it used to be, see how the eras changed? It used to be like the big dudes who just ate whatever, Burger King, and look, I'm eating a whole freaking sub sandwich.
They're getting smaller now, actually.
Now they're smaller. 'Cause those guys are diabetic and they're dying of fucking heart failure and shit. What do you
Smaller
think
and
of that
faster.
whole football thing? Like, as far as like the head trauma and all that, that's starting all this trouble, like where they're kind of like diminishing a little, like. It's crazy. Well, you didn't think about it before.
No,
It's like,
you
I didn't
never thought
care
about that.
And now when you attach that to the sport, it's like you're making me feel like shit. Like,
Yeah,
am I supposed to like it or not?
You know, I'll tell you a little story about a couple of weeks ago. They had some event. There was going to be a scrimmage. I guess like 3 weeks ago, before the season started. And I introduced my son to football, but I don't take him to a regular season game. That's too many drunk people, too many.
Introduce like you.
I'll take him to like a preseason game
to watch
or
a show.
Yeah, or
not play.
Yeah, I took him to a scrimmage. Yeah, to watch as a fan. So we went to a scrimmage. The scrimmage ended up getting canceled because it was lightning or whatever. But they still had like a yard garage sale, and they had like a meet and greet. You remember Mark Duper?
Yeah, of course.
Super Duper.
Super dope.
We were there eating.
Shout out to Mark Duper.
Yeah,
Wide receiver,
yeah.
right?
Oh, one of my favorites. Yeah,
Come on.
Speedster, man.
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
the little face mask with just like one bar on it.
Awesome.
So I'm like, the girl who's showing us around, I'm like, oh man, that's Duper. You think we can take a picture with him or whatever? So I'm like, hey, come here. I call my son, my daughter. I'm like, let's take a picture. And he has his phone. He's like, oh, wait a second. I forgot my wife's phone number. I gotta call her. And I'm like, he was one of the people who I remember reading an article that he said he got CTE, and he's like, I don't want to misspeak, but I think he's suing or he's in some litigation to get some money for that. And just being around him just a few seconds, like he couldn't remember his wife's phone number. Wow. He couldn't, I was like, man.
You were like watching it in real time. Like,
yeah, I was like, yeah, man, this dude looks a little bit. He was nice and everything, but he was just like kind of.
It's tough, man. Yeah. It's tough because
you get hit in the head.
Fuck, bro. Football is such an American thing. It's what we were raised on. Like, I mean, I watched Bo Jackson do it, man. Like,
he was one of my favorites.
Live, you know what I mean? And then when he was in Tecmo Bowl, like,
are we ever gonna see that again? You think?
Like a bowl?
Yeah, 2 Sport. Had prime time at the same time.
Deion Sanders did it. Who's the other guy? There's another guy.
There's a couple guys who've kind of done it.
Google the last time someone played NBA or 2 major sports at the same time. Like, who's the last one to do that? I'm curious.
I remember those two. Obviously, you remember Brian Jordan? He was a safety for the Falcons. Actually played with Deion Sanders. He quit football and then he went to play for the St. Louis Cardinals. So he didn't do it at the same time, but he did both sports. You had a couple other guys that kind of did both sports.
Yeah, sometimes they do it, and since they're not, they don't make these big impact with stats or the news. Like, people don't know about it, but they're doing it. This guy's playing baseball. This guy's playing football.
There was a backup quarterback, but he was like a backup and then like a minor leaguer. Drew Henson, I think he was a quarterback for the Cowboys, and then he was in the minors for the Yankees. May have been called up, but the money wasn't there at that time. Right. I mean, they were making money, but not like now.
No.
I don't think they have the need now to do that.
And the phenomenon that Bo Jackson, I mean, did you ever see that, like, one of those documentaries that kind of showed his life where he ends up being an archer at the end? But
yes.
You saw that one where it had, like, drawings, like, and it would show people, like, he would throw rocks when he was little, and it's like, those stories, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I was listening to him on a podcast.
That's why you won't have another, like, you need another guy like that. Not just a guy who wants to play 2 sports because he physically can. It's like, there's something else to that guy.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, believe it or not, like, if you look at him, like, who he is, like, that guy's special too, bro. He's a phenomenal athlete.
So Deion Sanders, Michael Jordan, Gene Conley, and Bo Jackson.
I mean, Michael, shout out to Michael and the White Sox. Like,
you know what, though?
You were watching it. I'm sure you were watching it.
Yeah, when he played baseball. But here's the thing, man. Baseball's so hard, dude.
Fuck.
It's so hard to hit that ball.
Softball's hard and it's bigger.
Yeah. So you got like a round or a cylinder object and you're trying to hit a round ball like golf is hard and that ball's standing there, right?
Yeah.
With that, they said, I saw, I don't know, one of those 30 for 30 or I don't know what it was.
Those are great shows.
Yeah. Terry Francona, who I think ended up being the Red Sox manager at one time, he was like, and I think he had him at the time. He goes, if this guy would have played a couple more years and maybe he was younger, he maybe would have been able to do it. Because he...
But what happened to him?
Who, Jordan?
No, the guy in the show. You're talking about...
No, he's talking about Jordan.
Oh, he was talking about Jordan.
Yeah, he was saying...
If he would have kept him in the White Sox a little bit longer.
If he would have had him a little bit longer...
But come on, of course. Anybody. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would have adapted.
Yeah.
But you know what he had on his mind, right? I got basketball on my mind. I got to go back there and wear 45 and shit on these niggas.
The whole thing was weird, dude. You remember his dad died?
You're talking about I'm a little sketchy on this story, but the whole like gambling thing at the same time.
There was that too.
So it kind of made it seem like, did he go because of the fucking like money and shit? Like, you never know, bro.
There was weird stuff that was like his dad died. There was the gambling thing at the time. There was even people talking about like maybe he lost the bet or they killed his dad because he did or something. He was a very competitive guy.
A lot of that shit, man.
I don't know any of what's true or what's not.
We can't prove it. But
but there was like
all we know is he came back and shitted on the NBA like he was Michael Jordan still. It didn't affect him.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool story if it comes out later, like when he's like I'm not trying to kill Michael Jordan or anything, but like let's say centuries from now they make a story and they reveal it like he was a gangster and shit and he was gambling, like they told him you better get out of the fucking league, and then he goes and he plays baseball, but he comes back and the fucking gangsters die. Write that down. We're gonna be rich. We'll make this movie. What about
You know, one more thing about Jordan. For the young,
we can talk about Michael Jordan.
For the whippersnappers. Dude was 40 years old, coming off the bench on the Wizards. He still averaged 20 points a game. Like some
Jordan,
guys
man.
go their whole
Michael
career.
Jordan, whole career, averaging 13.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT, man. He's not only did he do on the court, like what did he do on the outside with like his shoes, with just that
Phenomenon.
part, just the clothing and the shoes, like that shit's forever. Like my bag has the Jumpman on it. Drake did a song.
I'm not wearing
Jumpman.
I'm wearing some Bo
I'm
Jackson
wearing
shoes,
some
actually.
plastic shoes because my dog always bites my sandals, but. But that's good. I mean, what about your kids? Like, are there any of them reaching towards like they want to play sports, or they're more into the arts or
He plays soccer.
soccer?
Yeah.
Soccer's a good sport.
A lot of kids play that.
Yeah, it's good for the kids, man.
Yeah.
To get out there and run around, get critical thinking, be competitive, lose once in a while.
You gotta
settings.
lose.
Like you need all that.
You gotta lose, man.
Yeah, you definitely do, man.
I like that he doesn't like to lose, you know? Sorry
Yeah.
for the...
Yeah, it gives them the freaking the thought of like, hey, I need to do better. I need to improve.
Yeah, you can't be the best all the time. So I like that he doesn't like to lose, but you got to learn how to lose, you know, because...
Yeah.
So he's very competitive. My daughter, not really.
No.
She just likes to have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Girls just want to have fun. I read that somewhere. What about how do you feel about aliens, man? Are you a big alien guy or
The
just...
franchise? Or aliens?
Wow, don't get us started in the franchise.
Or like
right?
aliens in real
Man, I'm
life.
glad you said that. You know, before we get to the fake aliens in outer space, let's talk about Alien franchise. Because it's been on a fucking roller coaster, okay? We all know a little bit. Like now you would have to be like, shit, I got to get on the internet just to check something real quick because they're mixing this fucking Prometheus thing into it, you know? And I don't know if it's canon or not, but they're throwing it in there. And then the Predators are there. And it's like, we're big Predator Alien fans. Like, if there's any comics around here in cartulinas put away, it's Dark Horse. Me and this dude.
Cartulina.
You feel me? Like we have the
That's a good word.
yeah, right. It's just to get used a lot. I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna
like-
go to my wife and we're gonna go to Mexico and chill in Cartulina for like 2 weeks.
I feel like that word's getting
Yeah,
lost.
we need to use it back.
Bring that back.
We need to bring it back.
Yeah.
Those little, you know, those little card. What do they call those anyways? Comic book, like the comic book.
Yeah,
cardboard
yeah, yeah.
things. You hear my
Yeah.
dog?
Yeah.
That motherfucker's mad. No, but listen. I love that franchise. Who has it right now? Like Marvel, Disney. Did they buy the rights to Aliens versus Predator in that Fox deal?
I'm gonna defer to your guys. I'm not sure.
Web check that.
Yeah.
Web check if Disney, Marvel, and when they did that Fox merge. You heard about that.
Yeah,
right? I'm
yeah,
sure you heard
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
In that came the Simpsons, all the fucking characters we wanted to, the X-Men, and I think Aliens Predator
It's so crazy.
was in the bag. Because if it is, it's like they're the ones that got a little like they got juice going to make a good movie. I like trust in them already. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want to fucking put on. I don't really care who you lose. At this point, like, you guys have proved that
They got a pretty
you can
good-
make good movies.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in that. But,
Well, Disney owns Fox.
right, and does Fox own Alien vs. Predator?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Aliens.
Or Aliens.
The Aliens franchise.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because Predator, I don't know now, but that it was kind of a big deal when they put them together. Because were they on the same thing back in the day when they did
In
that?
the comic book introduction, like right after the movies, they started doing that for some weird picture. Like, oh look, predators like harvest alien queens, and then like there's this whole story where they make the eggs on the ship. They're fucking making them all pretty and everything. Once they have the eggs, they shoot it down in this spaceship to this like planet where the life is growing, like animals, no humanoids. It stays there for like 3 years, then they come back. And it's full of like fucking creatures, and they hunt them. That's their thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started throwing it in the comic book, I'm like, okay, you're kind of putting them into the whole, you know, that they know what's going on with these engineer guys. Because I'm a little confused with the engineer stuff. What's happening? Because they kind of threw me off with the whole the last
Prometheus?
movie. The did you see Alien Covenant?
I gotta watch that one. I have not seen that one.
You gotta watch.
I
that.
really liked Prometheus. Though.
Basically Prometheus Part 2 is called Alien Covenant.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna see what this guy did. What's his name? David. Go watch that, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you on here again, and we'll go like 2 hours into Alien. Okay,
All
so
right.
for now we'll put a pin on it because
I'll brush up.
I was about to vomit something out, and you were gonna be like, wait, what?
Dude, the spoiler
Because
alert has time has passed.
That movie does what we all wanted to know. Like, did they fucking make the aliens? So, and that's what you gotta see.
Right.
You gotta see it.
I'm gonna check it out.
But what about the outer space shit, man?
The outer space
What's
aliens.
going on? What's going on there, man? Give me your insight on. I guess what you think. At this point, it's not about what you know. It's just what you think.
Who knows?
You're not a big like conspiracy guy, right?
I like listening to
Me too.
conspiracy. I don't always think they're true, but they're interesting.
Correct.
But space is so it's so infinite. It's always expanding, and
It's forcing you to use math. You're like, look, man, it's too fucking big.
yeah,
Right,
I don't know how
you're
to
forced to use math. That you're like, listen, you're making me look at this big ass thing and telling me no. I get it. If I have to use that math, I always say, fuck yeah, like everywhere.
Yeah,
That's my thing too. But I also swam in the Dead Sea. You know where that's at? Over
Is
there
that
in
in the
fucking. It's over there.
middle,
It's over there by fucking like Jordan and like Israel. Like it's like this fucking little thing that's so mineralized that it's like bigger than fucking Okeechobee and Lake Mead, like a huge lake.
Lake Okeechobee's an ocean. You can't even
Pretty much.
see
But
it
I'm saying, but
from-
there's live stuff there. There's crocs and fish and shit, right? There's nothing in the Dead Sea other than like bacteria, very small bacteria. Okay, that's it. So it's like
Why is that?
because
I don't know enough about it.
No, we can you can probably look up, but it's really like it's salty because of the minerals that it has. I'm not sure why the minerals have been there for a while, but that's what makes it so like what they call like salado, like like a almost salt water, but extremely that it doesn't just let life can't flourish there. The organisms that we know that live in the water just can't live there. But bacteria, since it lives every fucking where, it lives there. But my point was, it sucks that if I'm in that lake, I was in it by myself. I was floating. Like the minute you go in it, like you float. You can't even like sink purposely. You float. Put a rock on your thing and you float.
Wow.
It's like boop, like bubbly, like boop. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking around. I'm like, there's no way that in this vast lake, there's nothing here. And I'm like, see, there the math doesn't work. But we look at space like that, like it's so big, it has to have something. Like, yeah, it has to, right? Like it could be vast and only have nothing there but an organism, but a bacteria, very small.
It's
That's the same like diagram to space. Like,
yeah.
there's no way that this lake is this many miles and the only thing that lives is a microbe, bacteria in this whole vast lake. There's no way.
No, I feel
No, it is. It is. If the elements are working towards you that way, yeah, it is. So my question is, I want it to be true. I want all of this shit to be true. Like I can't. I wish that I don't become old and I get to see like the fucking invasion or even Jesus, if Jesus wants to come back, like anything
about
spectacular.
Going to Mars.
That would be great, but it's still
We might
like
see
still
that.
believable.
before
That one's grand too. That's still some like
That's gonna be amazing though, man. Think about it.
we need that. We need
We're in-
Mars. We need Mars. Mars is our next place to catapult to the stars. Like,
Yeah.
if you can get to Mars with people live there and are born in Mars and they're just from there.
They're fucking Martian, dude.
You don't look back. You don't look back and say, "Oh, we'll go back to Earth." Like, no, we're going to the next one.
Yeah.
Which is, I believe, one of those moons at fucking Saturn or Jupiter, where they say there's an ice moon there.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna dig into that shit.
Yeah, it's like stepping stones. So they gotta get back to the moon. They gotta put like a satellite or space stations orbiting the moon,
Right.
so they can get there, and then they can get to Mars, and then they could go somewhere else. I mean, even that would be exciting. But there's got to be something else for me, man. There's got to be another. We can't
Like
be
another,
the only thing.
like some dudes on their podcast saying, "Hey, what? Do you think there's fucking dudes over there like fucking?"
Maybe
They put their animals on their fucking hat, like they ride their fucking. Isn't it crazy that horses and camels, like they're beautiful animals, right? Like elephants, but like we ride them. We're like, you come here. We're gonna ride you for centuries. Like, The horse didn't say, hey, get off my back. Like, it's crazy. He became like an animal that's just like our transportation. Like, I see all these war movies. I'm like, they really fought like that. But look at these horses. Just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
They're cool with it,
They're
though.
just like cool with it. They were bred to like not be afraid and shit. That's what I read. Like, I was reading because that's
How about a mule?
A mule is there's a difference between a mule and a donkey, right? The mule is made by. What's the difference there?
It's crazy. The mule, dude. It's the donkey. Let me not fuck this up. It's the
I always fuck this up, bro.
male donkey and the female horse
Make a mule.
have an offspring, and they have a mule. The mule can be male or female, and the mule is way stronger than a horse. It like gets the best of both animals. So the donkeys are pretty smart, actually. So they get like intelligence from the donkey, strength. That's why they say strong as a mule, you know, in that saying.
Yeah.
The mule is really strong, but they cannot reproduce. Either one, male or
They're
female.
just like made.
That's it. They can the male can get they can have sex. They usually castrate them because they can't reproduce anyway. So
They're like,
But-
son, you're not gonna need this. He's like, but dad.
He's right on with the facts, though.
yeah, and then the
Damn, dog.
the other way.
You sure you're
Thank
not a
you.
professor? I fucking.
No, I just heard this recently too because I've always been interested with it.
I'm a jackass. I don't know none of that shit.
The jackass is involved.
Oh, like shit. No pun. No, look at that.
Hey, on the Dead Sea, it's 10 times saltier than the seawater.
Wow, look at
Nothing's
that.
living there.
Yeah. So like when you got like a little bit of water.
No,
it was
you
like,
know why? They say the bet. That's why the thing to go there is, whatever. Don't go under. They always tell you don't go under because when you come up and you open your eyes, it's like you're getting maced. And
Wow.
don't pee because you're opening your urethra and that shit's gonna go in.
Holy.
So you're like, all right, don't go under, don't pee. But they recommend that you grab the dirt from the bottom and then put it on yourself and it exfoliates.
What's
you.
the
Like,
color?
It's like
Look
black.
like?
The dirt. The dirt's
The-
black and the
the-
lake.
the
No, the
water.
lake looks like you're in fucking New Jersey. Like it's
It's-
like gray and shit. Like it's not like tropical.
But so
It's very
kind of
dark.
kind of muddy.
Kind of muddy. Like if you're in Nevada lakes, lakes like that, where it's like it's not on a good day you might catch it, but it's mainly dark because of the mineral sand they have at the bottom. That they, I'm sure they ship that over here and people are buying it and putting it all over their face, but. It's
People buy
funny.
anything.
Humans do all kinds of crazy shit, man. They figure out the secrets of life. It's in the dirt or in the shit. Sometimes in the cow dump. You can grow stuff by using cow shit. Like, yeah, you can. Like, it's crazy.
Horse
right?
shit.
Horse shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a great fertilizer.
Yeah, let me ask the professional farm guy. What it is.
If there's another one, there's called a hinny. It's the other way around, I think.
As
It's
far
the
as
female
what?
donkey and the male horse.
Oh, they're doing another version.
Yeah, they get another version, which is kind of like a mule, but it's called a hinny.
That's
I think.
crazy how
Yeah.
like we mix the animals up and make them like I was telling my kid a while back like yeah, dogs are like they're a weird offspring of like a type of wolf like looking thing. We don't know, but they're not regular. Like this little Yorkshire you see here, like he doesn't live in the wild. Like you know
No,
what I mean? Like,
maybe
you
his
made-
ancestors.
His ancestors did, but this guy was made. Like
Domesticated
it's
over
crazy.
a
It's really
ton
crazy.
of years.
Yeah,
You know?
with the cats too. Those cats.
Yeah.
Cats were like very wild, and then like
It's
I guess
like a
the
little-
Egyptians started like domesticating them.
Yeah, it's like a little tiger.
Right. It's
But they're-
insane. If he
yeah.
was like, well, actually, I was gonna say if he was tall like a tiger is basically a cat, like a huge cat.
It's just a big cat that'll
I don't know.
fuck you up.
Man, it will. It will fuck you up.
If you look at do you have a cat?
No, we have the little dog. Little
You had a
Yorkshire.
cat?
We've had cats. Yeah. I love
You-
cats.
you ever
My
see
girlfriend
'em-
has 2 cats.
Outside, if they ever go outside and they'll see like a lizard or something, you see them, they're like
Automatic.
stalking them. That's their instinct.
I saw this on who did this? Oh, Joe Rogan did a stand up on it, but it's also true if
Mm-hmm.
you've lived with cats. Like my girlfriend has 2 cats that are indoor. They've never been outside, never, and they were by the window, and the fucking bird showed up. Instinctively, it was like, it got into like trance. It went into this little like thing, and it was gonna prance and automatic killer. It's like OJ just turns on. It don't matter.
I just saw that recently. The OJ.
What on Twitter?
No, he was mad about Andrew Luck. I saw that. He had drafted him.
Dude, it's so funny. I see like everyone making like all the comics right now. They're having a great time with this shit. That he's actually like on the internet and stuff, like being like a public figure. hey guys, how's everybody doing? Like this OJ, like out of trouble, and he's doing his thing. Like,
Did you see the Netflix series? It's
oh my God, the People versus OJ. What
yeah.
a fantastic with John
Awesome.
Travolta.
Yeah, Travolta
Oh,
as
man.
Shapiro.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome. It brought me back to
The time.
Yeah, you remember that, man? That was so crazy,
I do remember
dude.
it. I do remember the Knicks
It's like
were
a
playing.
soap opera.
It was crazy. It was crazy to see that you're seeing things unfold. Like, we didn't know really until the trial was over, like the details. It wasn't like day 2 of the trial and we can go and Google online, like, oh, look what happened. We didn't know. So we didn't know that they didn't show the videotape of the truck pursuit. We didn't know. We're like, oh, he's definitely going to go down. I mean, he's in the fucking truck. And you're like, yeah, they didn't show that part. You're like, how the fuck is that possible? How can you not show, like, that part of the whole thing? To me, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy that they didn't show him fleeing. What's he doing? Why is he fleeing? He was in the back, right? He was in the back, sitting in the back with a gun or something.
Yeah.
He wanted to go to the cemetery. And,
I
like,
don't remember hearing
say
about
goodbye.
the gun at the time.
Check this out. This is how it goes down. He's in the back, and his boy, give me his
Cowlings.
name.
AC Cowlings, I think.
Cowlings is driving.
Yeah.
And he's on the phone talking to the sheriff, LA sheriff, and they're recording the conversation. And he's like, OJ, throw the gun out. That's why the cops are chasing you. We want you to throw the gun out so that way you're not armed. And he's like, I can't do that. I can't do that. How is it? I can't do that. And he was, what's his name in the Naked Gun? OJ Simpson, the Naked Gun is my favorite.
What's the character's name? I don't know.
Warburn or something like that, something like that.
It was so weird, man, because people loved him, man.
Dude, I loved him.
Such a nice guy.
I loved OJ, man, and especially the Naked Gun part 1, 2, and 3. Like, it was fantastic. You were like, oh man, OJ's kind of funny.
Yeah.
We just didn't know. We didn't know that he was the killer. It happens, man. That's that triangle love shit. Like, this is my theory. I'm gonna put it right now before we close up. I'll put my theory. Well, you get me his name from the Naked Gun, or Thorne or Nordberg.
Was he on the wheelchair?
Yeah, remember he goes all the way down. And he goes all the way. Check this out. 2 people got murdered, right? That's just fucked up. This gentleman, Ron Goldman, and Nicole Brown, right?
Yeah.
In front of her house, like they were just there chilling. Like, okay, it takes a certain person to like just kill 2 people, like in the same like not even 6 foot, right, square feet, right?
Yeah, not everybody.
2 people can do it. I'm gonna tell you who can do it without nobody letting me get that close. One would be a ninja. Like he came in, he was on the roof, and he came back down. In 2 seconds, like done, ninja.
Because let's not forget, Ron Goldman was a young, fit man.
Yeah, there's evidence that he kicked OJ right in the stomach. OJ had like a bruise right here. Okay, here's my thing. The second person that can kill someone that close
is OJ Simpson.
Because anybody else would just alarm you a little, like, oh shit, hey, crook, get back, bitch, get back. But it's more like, oh shit, here comes your husband or your ex-husband. I'll let him get that close. I'll probably take a step back, like, my bad, I'm in the wrong place. And he gets all close, like, what's going on here? And cha-cha. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, even if it's an attacker, even if it's Jason Voorhees, like, he gives you time to run. Let's pick somebody else. Even if it's Freddy Krueger coming running, like, you get to react. But it almost seems like those people did not react like it was an intruder. Nobody dressed up like he's a killer. It just seemed like my baby daddy's coming to the door to probably bitch and complain about who's this guy. That's my theory, man. It's too quick.
I think you're spot on. And have you ever heard he did that
Shout out to OJ.
Yeah, he got away with it.
Come on my show if you see this.
He said it was a book or something, an interview, if I had done it.
Oh my God!
You never heard that?
Yes. And if I had done it,
and he was like,
wrote a whole book. I'm like, this is how I would kill the bitch.
Hypothetical. It's hypothetical.
That's
and
crazy.
He was like, I would walk around with a knife. I would drive around with a knife sometimes. And I got there, and this guy tried to do some type of karate on me, and he this was after.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Él estaba quemado, bro.
Yeah,
it's
man.
crazy how he's just in the public eye. It's funny. I don't really follow, but I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to now just to get little insight on it.
And he did all that time for that thing in Vegas.
Yeah.
You heard about that? Like the memorabilia? That's how they finally got him.
Yeah, and you know what the funny story of that is? That it was all because of Ron Goldman's dad. Like, Ron Goldman's dad kind of started him up on that, made him realize like, oh, that's gonna go to him. Like, fuck him. He went and tried to steal some shit. And then it ended up going to Ron Goldman's dad anyways, and Ron Goldman pressed charges, and then that's what got him in his time. So he kind of got him back.
Yeah.
Good for Ron Goldman's dad.
I have a feeling he'll be back in jail at some point.
Let's hope so, man.
Because he's fucking crazy, man. He'll do some crazy shit.
People like that got to come into them, man.
Yeah.
We'll see
but
what
you
happens.
had the whole riots. That helped him a lot. You know, you had those riots, the Rodney King thing. So, like...
Yeah, it didn't help.
Actually,
it didn't help the
it helped him, but it didn't help. Yeah, so...
After 20 years, you can realize, you're like, damn, you know, I should have cheered for OJ, man.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like...
It's like
everybody
the media was making you feel like you should.
Yeah, dude.
If you weren't white. Which is fucked up.
So ashamed of
I
that.
look at it now, and I'm like, you know, it's kind of stupid. It's one of those, like, you're trying to do I'm trying to even it up. Look what you did to Rodney King. And it's not true. People need to dig in a little bit more on those facts and see where the criminals are still criminals in those situations. You know what I mean?
There can't be anybody who thinks he didn't do it at this point.
No, I think just him.
People still say it.
I think just him, man. He's like, I didn't do it. He walks around like, you know.
If I did it.
If I did it, this is how I do it. Bingo, right?
Wow.
All right, Randy. I think we're gonna wrap this up here.
Okay.
Listen, man, I've had a good time. I think you're gonna have to come back, man.
Yeah, man. I'd love to, man.
Season 2, bro. I've had a pleasure talking to you here. I'm definitely come by your store and get some of that Tetris stuff. My girl wants those little Tetris design things you sell them there. Put some money back in the community.
Awesome.
When we air this, I'll make sure I'll put your stuff up in the back of your email and all that, so everybody know where your store's at and stuff like that. All right, man?
Appreciate it.
Randy, I appreciate everything.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Take care, bro.
All right.
All right. We're done.